friends, it's your favorite nurse Jasmine, and I'm back today with another video. So today's video is going to discuss my top 3 dream nursing jobs. If you guys are new to my channel, I am an ICU nurse and I have been a critical care nurse for the past 3 years. I wanted to do this video to show you guys that there are so many avenues and different possibilities for nurses. And simply because you start off in one specialty does not mean you have to spend the rest of your career there. I know a lot of nurses start off in med-surg because that's something that professors preach to you in school. And I don't really believe in that. Whether you come from med-surg or you go to the ED and you want to switch it and do something completely different like behavioral health or labor and delivery. If you are interested in switching in a specialty and you have the opportunity to change over and experience a different side of nursing, I would definitely say to take the chance and don't let fear stop you. So this video is going to be all about my top 3 dream nursing jobs. So if you're interested, continue to watch. I am in the ICU, but within the next couple of years, God's willing, all goes well, I will definitely be leaving the bedside. However, if things do not go according to plan, I always try to plan for what if. And with that being said, I like to think of 3 things that I would like to do before I retire as a nurse. Definitely most of my career, if I do not switch over to what I plan on doing, will be at the bedside. However, I don't want to do ICU forever. I'm going to share with you guys the top 3 things that I would like to do prior to retiring as a nurse, and I see these as my top 3 nursing dream jobs. So number 1, I would love to be a chemo nurse. So this kind of ties into being a critical care nurse. I've taken care of a lot, and I mean a lot, of cancer patients. And a lot of times, some of their medications, their chemo drugs, I am not allowed to give because I do not have authorization to give chemo meds because I am not chemo certified. So although I am a registered nurse, in order to administer chemo medications, you have to be certified in that area. It is, I believe, a 6-month certification course. And it is something that I definitely would love to do and maybe transition from ICU into chemo/oncology radiation, because cancer patients are probably some of the nicest patients that I have. And it is simply because they're in and out of the hospital. They usually have amazing stories. I love to talk to my patients and kind of get to know them and not just go in there all robotic like, here's your meds, here's your temperature, these are your vitals, I'm leaving. That's just not me. I like to talk to them. I like to get to know them and their families, especially if I'm taking care of them multiple days in a row, just to build that trusting relationship. And honestly, they are some of the patients who are most appreciative towards their nurses. That is job number 1. So job number 2 is definitely based on one of the main reasons why I wanted to become a nurse. I would love to work with disabled kids. Although pediatrics is not really my thing, I love taking care of and being around disabled children. I have a sister who actually has cerebral palsy, so I have basically lived in and out of hospitals a lot when I was younger. She had so many surgeries. I have been feeding her through her G-tube all of my life. I've been changing her diaper all of my life. I have been suctioning her nose all of my life. Those are some skills that I had already going into nursing just because I was doing it from a very young age. Having a sister with cerebral palsy, she is the most fantastic person that you will ever meet in your life. She has the prettiest smile. She is so goofy, but she is basically like a baby. And I definitely thought that was the area that I was going to go into fresh out of school. However, it is difficult when I am away from her and then I take care of a patient who does not, they're not doing as good and they end up having to get trached and they have to get vented or they pass away. It is very hard for me to deal with just because I have such a close connection with it. But as I get older, I could definitely see myself doing like home health care or working in an inpatient setting where they are admitted and they need to be taken care of in the hospital for a couple of days. I could definitely see myself doing that. I just love disabled kids. They are just such happy beings. Not all of them, but most of them. They're just so happy. And honestly, I just want to experience happy a lot more than I experience sad. And being in the ICU, you do experience a lot of downsides more than you experience good outcomes. So I would definitely love to do that as well. Number 3, that's 6. Number 3 is definitely going to catch some of you guys off by surprise. You're going to be like, what, Jasmine? ICU, chemo, disabled kids. And now you're just going to hit us with the school nurse? Before you freak out and you panic, let me explain myself. So, I have seen nurses retire from the inpatient setting or from bedside, and I'm not going to do it. Not saying that it can't be done. It can definitely be done, but Jasmine, personally, I'm not going to do it. I cannot physically do this until I retire. I have seen women in their 60s work at the bedside, but I've also seen the side effects that come with it, and that is bad backs, multiple surgeries, torn rotator cuffs. I have seen women with knee problems, knee replacements, hip problems, because it is so much physical work in being a nurse. You do a lot of lifting, a lot of turning, a lot of pulling, a lot of wiping, a lot of cleaning. It takes a physical toll on your body. And I'm not going to do that for the rest of my life. I'm just not. So when I started to think about like, okay, if I had to retire as a nurse, what would I love to do? I would definitely be a school nurse. And I would not do it for elementary school or high school, just because elementary, they're all snotty and crying and teeth falling out. In high school, they already in that mentality that they're grown, they know everything, you can't tell them nothing. So I would do like a nice little medium and hit middle school. That would just be, you know, helping with physicals and helping with like flu shots and kids who have asthma and those who are diabetics. And that is something that I could see building relationships with middle school kids, as well as still being a nurse, as well as not being in the physical condition of pain every day just to do my job. So I would definitely be interested in being like a middle school nurse as I get closer to age of retirement. And so I want to make that very clear. Those are my 3 top dream jobs. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you have learned something from this. I hope, if anything, you at least took away that you are not stuck in one field. You have so many options and so many opportunities out there. Don't be afraid to venture out. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to leave them below in the comment box. And I want you to make sure that you guys subscribe so that way you never miss any of my nursing videos, as well as my weekly vlogs. And if you are not following me on IG and Snap, make sure to do that too. And until the next video, I'll talk to all of you huns later. Bye.